views or opinions expressed on KUR are not necessarily those of Kutztown University, Kutztown University Student Government, Kutztown University Student Services Incorporated, KUR staff and management, or other affiliated organizations.
This is Kutztown Live, Kutztown University's campus and community issues talk radio magazine. You can listen back to any of our episodes of Kutztown Live by going to Spotify and searching Kutztown University Radio. And now, your hosts of Kutztown Live.
Welcome to Kutztown Live here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR, in the studio once again with our reoccurring guest, Lori from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce, and her guest host, or her guest this week, as she is guest host. Lori, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. We're pleased to be here today on the last day of June. Hard to believe that we're in month 4 of the pandemic, but I think things are looking up with the Go Green phase starting last Friday. And we've been communicating with so many of our businesses across Northeast Berks and into other parts of Berks County as people slowly phase in the reopening of their businesses. As we've been communicating with our business members during COVID-19, we've decided to develop a new set of forums for our business members. We will be rolling out a pilot program on the 3rd week of July, on Tuesday the 21st, and then on Thursday the 23rd. And these will be 2 different forums. One will be a platform for business to business, and the second will be a platform for business to consumer. And our goal is to invite as many of our members who fall into these categories to join us throughout the summer and into the fall during these meetings where we can network, discuss trending topics like the pandemic and how it's impacted or disrupted business, and also provide some education through speakers. So we're excited to roll out these pilot programs. Please follow us on northeastberkschamber.com, also on our Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter pages for details and opportunities to register. Today, my guest is a newer member of the Chamber. Frank Lyter is a retired engineer who's very engaged and involved in community and civic projects. Welcome, Frank.
Well, thanks, Lori. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Before we get into some of the topics related to your efforts to advance the STEM program and your work with the Lehigh Amateur Astronomical Society, why don't you tell us about your background and some of your business experience?
Well, sure. So I recently retired from a 38-year career in the electric power generation area. Throughout my career, I've kind of specialized in the design and implementation of control systems for electric power generation plants. The career in designing control systems then kind of morphed into a career responsible for cybersecurity protections for those control systems. So I started my career with PPL, and the power generation assets were then spun off to Talon Energy in 2015. And Talon Energy currently generates over 14,000 megawatts in 7 states and 21 different facilities. So I currently do consulting work through Industrial Applications Consulting, LLC, and I'm the incoming president of the Kempton Lions Club.
Well, that's very exciting, and we appreciate that you're so involved in the community and using your years of experience in some of your efforts today. I think it's wonderful that you've used your years of experience as an engineer to invest your time now in retirement as part of the Lehigh Amateur Astronomical Society. Frank, tell us how this organization got started and maybe about some of its partnerships, including Kutztown University.
Well, sure. So I'm looking for opportunities to encourage a STEM focus, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for businesses in the region. And one aspect of, bringing businesses into the region is to ensure that we foster a culture of exposing people to those STEM topics, which becomes a catalyst for innovation and expansion of business activities in the region. So I've been a member of the Lehigh Amateur Astronomical Society for many years, and currently I'm the director of the Pulpit Rock Observatory site, which is a site just located just east of Hamburg in Berks County on top of the mountain there.
So your involvement with the organization, are you leading any of the programs or partnerships?
Yes, as a director of the Pulpit Rock Observatory, we have several initiatives that are underway that I'll talk about related to the advancement of astronomy in the region, and through that process, the education of people in the community. The society was formed 63 years ago in 1957 and has been an active participant in the astronomy area and has really pushed the envelope in a lot of areas with respect to astronomy in the local area. We have approximately 220 members in this society, and our mission is to engage members and the public on a wide range of astronomy topics, which fits very well within the initiative for encouraging the STEM focus on people that want to develop the skills or already have those skills and may apply those to the business sense of things.
Frank, are there any youth involved in the organization?
Yes, very much so. We're very active with actually Boy Scout groups and Girl Scout groups. We have two different sites. We have a site at South Mountain off of East Rock Road. That's where our headquarters are, and we also have telescope facilities there. We also have a facility, as I mentioned, at Pulpit Rock. And specifically at that site, we schedule Boy Scout and Girl Scout groups throughout the year where they camp at the facility, and we work with them to actually do viewing on the equipment that we have up there. And then we also typically do PowerPoint slides and other educational type topics of an astronomy nature.
Those sound like terrific field trips, and I'm sure that outside of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, perhaps there'd be some school districts in Berks or Lehigh that may be interested in inviting someone like you or another member of the organization into the classroom. Have you done any of those types of programs?
Yes, I would say there's probably about 8 of us in the organization that are active in doing those education outreach programs. An example, in normal times, with the COVID, it's not exactly normal, but in normal times, once a month, we have public star parties at our South Mountain facility. And oftentimes we get groups of all ages there, school groups, family groups coming there to, witness, observing through the telescopes, but we also have a very, very nice planetarium set up there to allow you to more or less search the sky, regardless of whether it's cloudy out or not, and go through some of the educational processes. And as I mentioned, we also actually actively participate in going out to those school groups that you mentioned.
Now, if anyone listening is either a teacher or educator or just an average citizen interested in astronomy, how would they get in contact with the organization? Could you share that information, please?
Sure. Probably the best approach is we have a very active website. It's lvaas.org. And on that website, we have contact information for all the directors, such as myself. And we also have probably on the order of 12 different subgroups within the organization focusing on such things as maybe astrophotography or the star parties or even telescope construction. So all of those contacts are available on the website.
The types of programs that you've mentioned today, Star Party being one of them, seem to be very appealing ways to engage young people in STEM activities. We know that that's a very hot topic. It's a big buzzword, and it has been for a few years. And I hope that our school districts and educators are aware of resources like your organization.
Yes. And one of the values of participating in an organization like this is that you get to use the equipment and the tools that might not readily be available to the average person. Many of our telescopes are computer controlled, And it's fortunately in today's environment that the software used to control telescopes or to do image processing or to explore the night sky are actually generally either free or of nominal cost. But we supply the hardware, which typically is not of nominal cost. And in addition, this society also has probably an order of 10 different telescopes that we rent out to members so they can take home and use it, on their own time to explore the skies above.
Well, that's great. That's a wonderful resource. And I think you may be opening up an opportunity today through this interview for people who maybe are not aware of the organization, the resources, and the programs. Is there anything virtual that you're doing right now in light of COVID-19?
Yeah, absolutely. As you can imagine, with COVID-19, all of the in-person type activities are pretty much off the table at this point. So we've been, similar to these approaches, we've been using Zoom type meetings to have our monthly meetings, and we've been fairly effective at that, in that we're able to make those Zoom meetings available pretty much to anybody that would like to participate. And typically what we do as part of those meetings, we'll have some specific astronomy topic that might take 2/3 of the meeting, and then the other third of the meeting would be maybe addressing new members that would like to join, or just general questions about the society. But we do intend to back off this year, to address the COVID-19 concerns. But that being said, there's still a lot of opportunity for dialogue and discussions, and astro imaging is an excellent example where folks that are taking photographs are distributing those among members for critiquing, giving ideas on how to process the images, or techniques for taking photographs such as star trails and things of that nature.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Frank, for sharing information today. And before we close, please give us the website one more time so that if we have anyone who's interested in learning more or joining the organization, they can do that.
All right, the website is www.lvaas.org.
And again, that's Lehigh Amateur Astronomical Society, and it is amateur, so nobody should be put off by perhaps not feeling as if he or she is an expert in astronomy. Everyone
Absolutely.
would be welcome.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Frank.
You're welcome.